The book is called Do More Good, Inspiring Lessons from Extraordinary People. What I love most about it is that the lessons are quite ordinary. They're quite accessible for us humans in the world. We are all equally capable of doing more good in the world, and boy, do we need it right now.
Sometimes when we think of extraordinary people, we think about famous people, wealthy people, people who have done things that everybody knows. But as I read this book, I realized that what made them extraordinary was not the wealth they had or the positions they held, but it was just the level of kindness and empathy they showed to the world when it was needed the most. That is what stood out to me. I don't know a lot of the figures in this book, but I remember every act of kindness, how they acted when it was necessary for them to do so, how they looked at their fellow human being and felt a need to do something to make a difference, and how the difference they made really touched and made other people's lives better.
I am a glass half full kind of gal, but my belief in people was at its all-time low. The book arrived in my mailbox, and it reminded me instantly that there's more good than there is bad. So Neil, thank you for that reminder, helping to pull me out of my low.
Refreshing to read about these extraordinary individuals that he showcased, often making great sacrifices for the good of others. I personally feel there's a great need for more individuals who embody these commendable traits that we saw in the book.
Humankind is really at a sort of a historic turning point. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that we're really in the midst of a kind of a chrysalis process right now. And we're at that confusing and amorphous stage where it feels like we're no longer the caterpillar we once were, but we're also not yet the butterfly that we might come. And the challenge at this very vulnerable point is that we're only able to make sense of all the craziness around us through the limited understanding of the caterpillar. And my belief is that if we don't figure out a way to embrace our butterfly potential, we're going to fail at this transformation. And we have a chance of sliding backwards.
Well, I've worked in nonprofit for many years. Sometimes with my own philanthropy, I can feel so overwhelmed by all the need that I see around me. But this book, Do More Good, is really like an antidote for that overwhelm, because it's not just a collection of inspiring stories. At the end of each chapter, the author provides extensive resources to really get you started with actionable items that are doable for the average person.